Sure, why not? We might as well start before Phil gets here. Oh, hang on, let me just double check one thing. That's better. Cool. Yeah, so last session, we opened with you meeting up as a group again at the home of Walter Clucas. You collected some socks, which Pepper was able to then use the scent from to try and track Walter down. Led you to a guardhouse, which Eleanor and Elwyn entered in from the back. It was guarded by out the front by some City Watch guards. Eleanor and Elwyn made their way through the back and found a human that had, as Jake has put it, been garbed. Head ripped open, brain. You were able to ascertain quite easily the brain had been consumed, at least partially. The rest of the group made their way in, and you followed the scent through into an adjacent building, where you found a humanoid who looked like they were in the process of being garbified, which again is Jake's term apparently for this process. This turned into a fight on one of the city streets, and you were able to... I think you made actually relatively short work of this, from what I recall. I think there was a mind ray attempt which everyone dodged.
It got one turn, yeah.
Yeah. You hid the body away, and then you decided to look for... You looked... I believe the decision was to look for the closest guardhouse, closest to the address of the nearest one of the remaining four. Didn't find anyone there, but you followed some a trail again from some clothing, and made your way down to the river where Pepper recognised that the scent sort of ended. You made the decision to follow... Oh, actually, Elwyn spoke to some fish and was able to ascertain that they had seen some kind of monster there very recently, which headed out towards the bay. So you followed the river all the way up to the docks. When you got to the docks, you met a familiar slard, shape-shifting slard, who... revealed themselves as being a member of Shadowfront, this group of assassins who have become aware of in the city. Mentioned that it had also been looking to see what happened to these guards, as the Slard had also been down in the archives when you had been down there when you released these guards. Came to a deal where you didn't need any assistance dealing with them, but at least tracking them down. For each one found, you would pay 8,000 gold pieces, or at least you believe that the government or the city will pay 8,000 gold pieces to this Slard. Using... and also where the Slard was, there was a warehouse full of 8 to 9, I think we ascertained, bodies. They'd also been consumed and attacked in a similar fashion. But you were able... Yeah, sorry, they were garbed. I should have just gone for that. But you were able to track down the next Garbinoid. When you confronted it, you were actually jumped by 4 Garbinoids. No, 3 Garbinoids, sorry.
Is it 3? Did I write that wrong? Sorry.
Yes, you did, yeah. There was one you confronted, then 2 more appeared. 2 of which you defeated, one of which Z actually used banishment on to get them at least out of your hair temporarily. During this fight, Carl took a relatively high amount of damage, but Warforged in particular had the top of their head ripped open. One of these Garbinoids just ripped off the entire top of, I suppose you would call it, Warforged's skull. Looking for some more brain matter. Unfortunately, not finding any there. Unfortunately for them, but fortunately for Warforged, who avoided an instant death in that situation. with Elwyn's healing spirit, you're able to bring Warforged back to consciousness and defeat the last of those Garbonoids that were there. And as we left the session, your group was preparing at the top of the next round to drop concentration and bring the last Garbonoid, the one that had been banished, back onto the scene. I'm gonna do. Cool. Everyone's happy with where I believe you all were. You'd all kind of set yourselves anyway, and were holding actions.
Yeah. So I believe Carl is stood within 5 feet of where it banished from. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
that was
Where
certainly
we
the
think
intention.
it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I would know where it was when I banished it, so I don't because I'm a dumb human. But Z is a half elf; they're smart. You would think. So yeah, we're all just like holding some kind of attack to launch at it when it comes back. I don't know if am I allowed to hold an attack for it, or is it kind of my thing to drop the I know it doesn't take an action to like drop concentration. So
You're top of initiative. So I would suggest that everyone can hold an action and you drop concentration and take your turn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So everyone will briefly remind me what actions they were holding.
Bow and arrow shot for me.
I say I will assume it's an arrow shot for Elwyn. Yeah, it seems reasonable.
I'm not sure I was necessarily holding an action, but I will be now, because I don't think I had talked about it last session is what I mean. Do you know exactly where it's going to reappear?
Should be here.
Cool, so I'm going to do the same thing as...
Close.
There. Can I move to Carl? Oh, I suppose I can't because Z is...
Yeah, I mean, technically you guys... I think I actually skipped forward a couple of rounds, so you guys have some time to reposition and prepare for wherever you want to be. Yeah,
cool. So I'll just move to... the game's paused, but to there. Yeah, perfect. And then I'll just hold a stab.
Cool. Warforged, what action are you holding?
Which I think is the technical term for it.
I don't know if I can hold an action. Do I have sight of it? Like,
you don't, but you can holding an action. Basically, you say what the trigger is, and your trigger can easily be when this Garbonoid reappears in this spot where we know it will reappear.
yeah. When the Garbonoid like comes back, I'll use an Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool. In that case, it is your turn.
So I'm gonna go to here.
Yeah.
And then I will drop concentration on banishment. Now this guy is unhurt, if I remember correctly. But I'm also aware that we have potentially, as I've been reminded between sessions, more of these guys to deal with. So I will just throw a firebolt at it.
Cool.
That's terrible. Misses.
It does. Held actions, I guess, whatever order you guys want to take them in. I don't know if you've got a preference amongst yourselves.
I don't think it massively matters, does it?
How about in turn order of who goes when?
Yeah. Oh,
No,
there you
I
go.
dice.
And that's gone. Well, to be fair, you are next, so.
Perfect.
And you get some sneak attack.
Yeah.
Nice. Elwyn?
Can I take sharpshooter on a hold action?
You can't on a held action, I think. Let me double check on how
well,
sharpshooter works, but I think...
Yeah, I got a feeling you're right, that's why I did it before I asked.
Pretty sure that's correct. It's got to be on your turn.
Oh, no, it's no sharpshooter's not any kind
before
of action.
Before you make an attack.
And it doesn't say on your turn, to be fair.
Just before you make an attack with a ranged weapon, you can choose to do it.
There's a lot of stuff a lot of the time held actions aren't as good as an actual attack, but sharpshooter works. Yeah.
So I can do it, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. What's going on there? That seems a bit weird.
God damn it. This is not ideal.
Boom, shake the room. Carl. Should I give you guys ownership of Carl?
Phil said what he wanted to do, didn't he? I think
Smack him in the head.
he left strict instructions for Carl.
Have to follow them.
Hit it.
He hits it, yeah.
His instruction is hit. He swings his greatsword.
That seems entirely reasonable. Hey, I should roll more often.
Yeah, I'm fine with this. This feels fine. Awesome.
Warforged.
Why not?
Oh, there's a crit in there as well.
Nice.
Awesome.
What does the silver surfer icon mean?
What?
The silver
I'm not sure it's a silver.
Oh,
my-
your
it's
disguise.
like a-
Your disguise self is still up for 8 minutes.
What did I disguise self as? Oh, I just flexed on something.
Yeah, I think you were trying to press
I think
the slide.
your
Yeah.
Z.
Yeah. I dropped that. That's been dropped ages. That's been dropped for ages.
No, you still look like me. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Bloody hell, he's here.
Ooh,
Shame he's just missed himself dying.
That wouldn't
just in
surprise me.
time.
You make a death saving roll, please.
That's not funny.
I mean,
be-
it beats last time where you didn't get to make him.
That's
And you,
well, that's
you
true.
did laugh, so.
You just got a crit hit on the Garbanoid.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah, we ignored your advice and you
Okay.
hit it with a sword instead.
That makes sense. Did I rage beforehand?
No, it's a held action, so you
Oh, was it literally? He's just appeared.
literally just taken that round of held
Okay.
actions.
Cool.
Anything else in your turn, Z? I believe you've taken a move and an action.
Oh shit, it's still my turn, isn't it?
It is.
Fuck.
If you've got any bonus actions.
Really? You want to ask me that?
Well, I
I
mean,
need
if
to
you've got a bonus action, it'll kill it before the next turn, which is it. So that
Yeah,
could be good.
well, that's in my head because we were going through internal order. I was like, oh, cool, I get another turn second. That is not how that works. No, I got nothing.
No,
I have 20 more feet in movement, so I'm going this way.
that's entirely reasonable.
'Cause
And
it's
the building
Garbin.
is safer.
It's Garbin time.
Cool. Yeah. On in that case, it is the Garbanoid's turn, and it is going to cast a spell.
Stop. Am I within 60 feet of counter spell, right?
It is.
Is it worth me doing this? I am within. Yeah, fuck it. I counter spell.
Sure, it's
I
a 7th
assume I
level
need to
spell.
roll. Cool. So I need to roll decently. Which means I know what this is. Definitely know what this is. I make an ability check using my spell casting ability, so intelligence.
Yeah.
Just a straight intelligence check. Fuck! No.
It's good, but
That's
it's not
gone.
good enough.
Bye bye spell slot.
Yes. You see this this creature.
Annoying.
You guys all pile on as it almost immediately as it reappears, and again there's no sound. You slash into it with your attacks. The crit hit from the Eldritch Blast slams into it and knocks it back very slightly with the force damage, and still there's just this absolute silence. And then it just turns around and gestures with its hand upwards, and just from the ground upwards, it just fades out of sight as it plane
Or it
shifts.
fades. Can I claim Mage Slayer to?
Oh,
I believe Mage Slayer is after the
I
spell
think
charge.
that is
Charge
true.
it. Charge, Jake. No one asked you.
It's the same reason you can't Mage Slayer someone that missed its steps.
That's but yeah, fair enough. Okay, can I combine Mage Slayer and Sentinel, so that if I successfully hit it, he can't get away?
I'd argue plane shift is technically making him leave your area around you. So
No, Mage Slayer will trigger afterwards, unfortunately for you.
Yeah.
Then what was the other question, sorry?
Sentinel.
Your Sentinel. I'm pretty sure that is also a no. Yeah, no and no, unfortunately.
this game's bullshit.
Bullshit. Yeah. That's a decent GM would let someone with Mage Slayer use it as a counter spell. I'm pretty sure that's what happened in the that's what Mulligan would have done.
Well, play with a better GM, I think. Yeah,
No, it's pretty fine.
this Garbanoid fades out of view, and you are left on a quiet evening city street.
Fuck.
Look over it. Was that you again, Z?
No, that wasn't me. And I mean, I know magic.
Yeah.
That is not a spell I recognised by any means, right?
No, not a spell you recognise, not a spell you've ever witnessed previously, even though.
Okay.
Is it? Have I got
Just
any-
check around you. They might have just that. I don't know. It might be here still. It might be invisible.
Yeah.
Look around you. Look around you.
We've seen Misty Step, so definitely for the next minute or so, head on the swivel, looking out for people.
In Z's experience, when someone casts a spell,
Yes.
does any residual magic kind of aura get left behind by that spell?
Can do,
Or is it just
depending on the spell, potentially.
In which case, have I got any of them left? What is it I can do now? I can sense magic, but I can't find the particular magic awareness. I think now I've got 3 uses of magic awareness left. Apparently,
Nice.
I will use magic awareness and see if I can detect anything.
There is a sense still of conjuration magic right in front of you, but you can already sense that it is fading. This isn't like an ongoing presence. Yeah, some form of conjuration's been used.
I will try and explain that to Z with the knowledge that I don't really know what conjuration is. So it's going to be.
If you say the word conjuration,
yeah, I'm kind of imagining that the magic awareness probably doesn't give me the word. It kind of gives me
the idea of it.
The idea of it, and I will try and, using interpretive dance if necessary, get that idea across to Z.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, I mean, you start describing it, what you've picked up, and go, oh, that sounds like conjuration magic to me.
Conjuration.
Interesting. So if that's the case, conjuration deals with taking things to or from other planes of existence, is my understanding of it, from my brief readings.
Other places. Yep.
Yeah, well, not just other places, other planes. So, the world we're on, the existence we're in, it's not the only one, there's other ones. And conjuration magic deals with taking stuff from these other places, if what I've read is correct. Which makes me think
So
either it's just done something and something really fucking bad is about to happen, or it's gone. He gets out a notebook and starts frantically making notes about this new spell that they've just seen.
While looking around and seeing what's going to happen, drag the. How many bodies is it we've got?
It should be two bodies.
Yeah, drag the 2 bodies to perhaps under the tree. That seems like
Yeah,
a good.
keep them out of the way.
And have they done anything like revert back to their original form, or
No, not at all.
no?
Hello. Oh, fucking hell. It's the Slard. What the hell is that?
He's a chunkier chap than I remember.
He's a big boy.
Can I try and climb on a roof and hide and just watch, see if anything appears?
Yeah, definitely.
And I'll get like Pepper to hide underneath me to make any noise when he tries sneaking up behind me.
Yeah. Get you to make a stealth check.
I see the stealth check, but no roll on it, so.
Ah, lovely. That's helpful.
Am I able to get on a roof alright?
Yeah. Getting up to roof's fine. There's plenty of ways up around here. Yeah. Nice. You can
Did we?
perch up there and take your.
Did we get this Slard's name, by the way?
You haven't, no.
We haven't, no.
I don't
In that
believe
case,
so.
I'll awkward. I don't believe we have, so I'll awkwardly kind of walk over and go, "Oi, oh, I don't know your name. Hi. Is this anything you've seen before? That magic?"
And he sort of walked up behind you guys as you moving these bodies, and he comes up and he just not like that. No.
Was well, I think he's gone.
You see the Slard is almost like you see him sort of like sniffing, almost as if he's trying to get any kind of scent or any sort of sense, just anything that he can sense nearby. He just sort of nods in agreement with you.
Well,
How many were we looking for? As 5?
there's one more, I think.
You were looking, yeah. There were 5 guards. You've killed 3 of these Garbanoids. 1 just escaped.
So there's still 1. Oh, we killed 3 we killed 2.
We've killed 3 total. We killed 2 here and 1 earlier. Then we've heavily wounded 1 and it's gone.
So we think we killed Walter.
Yeah, and we don't know who these other ones are, but
You were you killed what you believe to be Walter. You were tracking Barry Laidlow, but
Yeah. But we. So, anything on these 2 that would give us any idea of who they might be?
You go for their belongings or what they've got in their bodies. Very little on them. One of them has a brass key, but no indication of what the key is for or where it can be used. That's the only thing of note that they have on them. They're pretty light in terms of inventory.
Well, I guess one of us should take the key.
Does this look like a key, Carl, that you've used in like a guardhouse or anything?
For a watchhouse. It sounds possible. Does it look? Yeah.
Possibly.
Does it look like
Yeah, quite possibly. It's relatively generic. There's nothing particularly notable about it, but yeah,
So it could be
possibly.
a house key.
Yeah, hard to be
we
certain.
Can at least try, we can at least try those. Is there any... 3 of them all in one location?
Wait, are we sure there was 5? Because of the slot, I've lost track.
We checked this after the session last week. Sam
Oh,
confirmed
yeah,
it with us.
yeah.
Yeah,
There were
5
5.
and the
Yeah.
slard.
Cool.
So I'll look round for Elwyn, and then realise I can't see him. Can I see Pepper around?
Where's Pepper Elwyn? I know you're up on one of the roofs.
Say I went on this roof, she's down in this alleyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
She mainly makes sure nothing comes behind me.
Yeah, I wonder if...
I thought this way I've got to look down the river here and I can look this way.
I wonder if there's any way we can track where they came from. I wonder if Pepper could do that.
Something you could try. Yeah, you can try to
Yeah.
get a scent from the bodies.
I am looking at you lot if you want to signal me.
Yeah, we don't know where you are though.
You're stealthed.
So
Because
stealthy.
you've beaten my
You-
passive perception by twice, I think.
You shot an arrow from down here, and you're not there anymore, so we've lost you.
But yeah, I think either tracking these guys to see where they've been, or unless anyone looking over at him,
Yep.
The slad.
anyone's got any ideas on. So you found 3 of them.
Just the 24,000.
And I hear all the conversation where I'm laid, by the way, Sam.
Yeah, you can probably hear with you're hearing still. Yeah.
Just for the record, Carl has heard the 24,000, and is even capable of doing the maths, and is thinking, no, I think we said 8,000 for the whole thing, but
Each one he found, he only theoretically found one. The other one's found us.
well, that's another argument we can use. I mean, my argument is mainly I'm not really bothered.
It's not our money.
I offered the mayor's money. If the mayor doesn't want to pay, the SWAT can talk to the mayor. But I'm obviously not going to say that yet. But also, I'm pretty sure it was a one-off fee, but still. Yeah. So what do we? So yeah, we'll eventually, after about 5-10 minutes of going, where's Elwyn? Where is he? Standing just below the roof that he's on.
Probably wave at him when he says,
Yeah.
when if I can hear him.
Well, I'll start shouting fairly quickly.
Z, you get no readings from your ritual cast of detect magic. By the time you've cast it, there is no aura you can pick up on.
Oh, that's cool. Does the slard?
Hey,
What about the slard?
what about it? What do you get a read from him? You mean?
Yeah.
So you have to spend 10 minutes to do a ritual magic.
Yeah.
It's just a bonus action, and I can tell location of any spell or magic item within 60 foot.
Yeah, it's good for you, isn't it?
Just saying.
And I jumped down after 10 minutes to listen to their conversation. And Z,
Yes.
do you know you said they've done a plane shift, right? Could that location be back in the underground library, and that be the portal they go to?
I don't think so.
You do
That-
get. So gone.
Yeah. No, you carry on.
I'd say you do get a reading of divination magic coming from the slard.
Hey. And do I get any... Basically, I'll be honest and just say what I'm looking for here. any kind of magic aura from them specifically in an item.
No.
Because I'm looking for the bits of the Staff of Winning if they have them on them, basically.
No, you get no nothing like that. No.
But they have an aura about them of divination.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I'm gonna like walk over because this lasts like 10 minutes or something silly like that.
It does.
Detect magic. Yeah, so I'm gonna walk and I'm gonna do a good scan of up and down the water because one of them jumped at us from the water. See if anything pops up in there. You never know, I might find some random thing at the bottom of a lake. Not with that roll. Fuck.
No.
I'm not. It's not going well tonight. It's a 5 and a 3.
As this is going on, you see from the area to the south, 2 guards begin approaching. The sludge. You hear the cracking of bones as it quickly changes shape and takes the form of just this blonde-haired male again, which you've seen it sort of take the form of.
Oh, it was slard shaped when it was just stood there.
It was, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, two city guards. You can see them. They're sort of coming up from the south area. They seem to be stopping and knocking on some doors as they do. They slowly make their way up and reach the bridge, where they stop and call over to your group.
Oh, they just appeared.
Yeah, there you go. They call.
I face away.
That's fine.
Because my eyes are currently glowing bright white, so I face away.
Nice. They stop. They call over, and one of them just speaks up and says, "Best to be getting home. You may have heard the city's locked down."
Actually, we're on official mayoral business.
What kind of mayoral business?
Above the pay grade, mate.
You can see he sort of turns to the other guard briefly. The other guard looks the group over, and you see the sort of attention stops at Warforged. The top of Warforged's head just sort of stops where the eyes are. Is sort of where the head stops. There's nothing above that at this point. Looks over, takes that in, and just says, well, what's been going on here?
Official mayoral business.
That includes damaging this automaton?
We didn't damage it.
You see, he steps towards Warforged.
I'll step, not quite towards him, but in. So, what have you been tasked with?
Yeah, I'll take a few steps forwards as well.
That's cool.
Somewhere to there, maybe a bit further.
Is
there a dead body on the sidewalk here, by the way?
We moved it under the trees.
Okay, cool.
We're just going around the docks and the residences to make sure everybody's safe and staying off the streets.
Enforcing the curfew.
Nobody's being forced to stay at home. The city's on lockdown, but people can do as they wish still. But just for safety and to ensure there's no panic, we're just checking in.
So have they found any of the missing guards yet?
What missing guards? What do you know? What kind of mayoral business was this?
Above your pay grade, I said. Can I have a look at your chin, please?
He seems kind of confused by that question. Keep making a perception check.
Just as she's doing that, Z's going to turn around and kind of put up his hand to his eyes, like it's like the sun getting in it and try and look at them because the detect magic's still up. See if I get a reading off them.
No reading to detect magic. Chin's a little flabby, but nothing out of the ordinary. 2 chins at most.
So you better get on. Make sure the city's safe.
What are your names? All 5 of you.
My name's Carl Garbin,
And
I
her?
think that's all you need to know.
Really?
Just assuming it's that one that's so that just step up to him. I didn't catch your name. What rank is he?
I'll get you to make an intimidation check as you step up.
I will. As there is. Oh, not great.
Oh, Carl.
And I think actually you'll find it might be lower than that as well, because that didn't take the -3 into account.
Nice.
So
Yeah, you step up and
stumble?
he meets your step. He just steps straight up and looks at you. And as he now steps up, you actually notice he's actually got a couple of inches on you, maybe about 2 inches. Doesn't tower over you, but sort of meets your step and just the names of all 5 of you.
Just a favour, mate. Fuck off.
And you can see he sort of stops. He looks over at his companion. Companion at this point, unsheaths his longsword, pulls it out, and just says, "This doesn't need to escalate any further than it has. You go about your way, all of you, and we'll call that an end to this." And then he steps up as well.
Well, that was what we're literally doing until you interrupted. So,
well, look round at Eleanor. We should go.
yeah. Where to?
See where maybe where Pepper wants to take us.
Okay. Once we've established that, I'm going to walk over to the bodies.
Give
Under
me
the tree.
one moment, only because I've just want
Yeah.
to check one of these got a critical success. As this is going on, the one that is now that was like stood sort of squared up with you, Carl. You notice he looks over your shoulder.
Yeah.
The fuck are those bodies? And now at this point, he also puts his hand down on his short sword and draws it. Oh, on his long sword, sorry.
Yeah. I'll go over to one of them and just grab it out from where it is, drag it out, like maybe to sort of here or whatever. Yeah, perfect. And I'll just say, go on then, make yourself useful. Come on, and then I'll lead off wherever Pepper wants to lead us.
What the? And they just sort of call after your group. What is this? What happened? What happened to this?
Just remember, you didn't have to get involved.
You can see between the two of them, they seem kind of torn, confused, whether they should be following you, dealing with these bodies, but they stay with the 2 bodies. Yeah.
Dealt with itself nicely, didn't it? I drop detect magic, by the way, as soon as I don't get something off them, just so I'm not sat there with glowing eyes.
As we're moving out from them and they're looking at the bodies, just back over the shoulder, I think probably the mayor will want to see those.
You can see one of them immediately sort of like nudges the other, and like you can see that kind of acknowledging that kind of, that seems like a good next step. Yeah.
Maybe don't let too many civilians see them. It's a bit fucky. I go find Pepper.
So,
yeah.
So what do you think? Get Pepper to try and trace where these guys came from, or how else do we find the last one?
Can I sat down? I was just hoping they're going to reappear here.
Cool.
I don't know how what they did works.
How what who did? Sorry.
I don't know how like that. Elwins doesn't know how that magic works, so he's basically said he doesn't know if that's gonna just reappear here or.
Nah, they're gone, mate.
They're gone.
They are gone. They're gone. Yeah, whatever they've done is more than likely taken them to a different place entirely.
Okay.
I don't think they're on this plane anymore.
And we've got one more to find.
We have got one more to find, if it hasn't already gone.
I'll send Pepper over to sniff these bodies just to pick up a smell. And as I walk past the guards, and I go, when you take them to the mouth, say we've only got one more guard to find.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I'll basically say the rest of the group, it would have been easier if you just said that to start with.
I'll get Pepper, see what scent she can pick up. Do that with advantage.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I mean she gets a really good scent from both of them. Could definitely track either where they are going to, which doesn't seem to be anywhere. But could certainly track backwards for some distance on where they've come from.
Let's go this way.
Choose one and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you might want to get more guards to protect this area because it looks like their hangout point. So that's the guards we walk off when you don't want to leave it exposed.
That's cool. So you guys want to head back to see where they seem to be coming from, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you pick the scent that Pepper's picked up on. Trace it back. I guess trace it back for about 15 minutes or so.
Yep.
Brings you to a residential address, which you recognise as one of the addresses from the list of names you were given from the 5 guards, belonging to Brock Proudflow.
I hope you didn't have family.
As you get there, you can see there's a couple of guards posted outside of this address. Same as at the other guard houses, at the other homes of the guards you've been to previously.
I think go up to them. Has there been any, and sort of just launch straight into, has there been any sign of Brock?
You're a friend of his?
Well, I wouldn't say that. The mayor sent us.
You're the group that's looking for the missing men, right? He returned home this morning. He was seen by some neighbours, but he's not been seen since. He's He's not in here, and we haven't seen him, but we've been keeping a lookout.
Have you been inside? Is there anyone else in there?
Turn the place upside down. He lives alone. Doesn't look like he's got any family. Out of towner, I think, from what I've heard. But no sign of him. The neighbours saw him this morning. They don't seem to know. They saw him arrive early in the morning. Nobody's seen him since, but he's not in there. I'm sure of it.
I have a feeling he's not coming back, but I guess you've got to stay here for a bit longer.
Do you think he's made it out of the city before they close the gates?
I think he's been caught.
But by who?
Look round at the group. But someone needs to identify the body.
Oh gods. We could get a neighbour. Where is he?
It's in hand. Don't worry. You just keep an eye out in case it's not him and he does come back here.
Okay. And what happened to him then? Who killed him?
Good question. Honestly, I don't know. But I think he died. I think he died a while ago. I don't think he's been himself for a while. Some sort of magic bullshit's going on, and he fell foul of it.
Something stinks in the city. Something's not right.
Yeah. Keep your eyes open.
He just nods at you.
Turn back to the rest. Well,
Might as well go for dinner now, aren't we?
There's one more, right? That
Yeah.
we haven't caught yet, for sure, so...
There is one more, and there is a dinner invitation for 7 p.m. That's right.
Yeah, we can just leave that one more to somebody else. Or wait till it kicks up a fuss. We'll start merging people, and then we'll know where it is.
I mean, I'm sensing that sarcasm, but at the same time, I'm not sure I have a better plan.
No, I mean... It's a shit plan.
But it is a plan.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not, definitely not entirely sarcasm. Because I don't really know. It's a big city.
Mm.
I don't really know how to find them.
No, I mean, we know because we don't know what these guards look like, so we have no idea which of the guards is left on our list to track down.
not at the moment.
So maybe
Really
we.
tracking on an empty stomach or doing bits. We can always do this and then head back to that the place where we'll meet up, and we'll head back that way to see if they reappear there. Got a bit of reason why they're all drawn to that spot.
That's true.
So if we go and have some food and then come back to that spot,
There might be a reason they were there. Yeah. It was at the docks, right?
yeah.
Maybe they were
Close
after
to the
something
docks,
that-
yeah.
Well, it might have been after something that was smuggled in. We know for a fact that there's shit being smuggled in, so. What could they be after, though?
Brains.
I don't think they smuggle in brains.
You're out of luck, Warforged.
better off without one.
You know, I think we go for dinner, and then head back to that park later on and stake it out before we go to bed. Just pick a certain time, we'll stay there till,
Yeah, I
and
think
then we'll
so.
come back first thing in the morning.
That works. There's no reason we can't stay there the whole night, right?
Mm.
Sleep is for the week.
Well, just have someone keep watch for 2 hours at a time.
Could Warforged just do it the whole time?
Yeah, actually, that does work.
We already had an
Warforged there, so you
occurrence
don't eat
of
him because he's got no brain.
Warforged just watching something happen and not actually bothering to tell us.
Yeah, but Warforged has learnt their mistakes this time.
That would be amusing.
Yeah, just
There they are.
didn't wake you up. But yeah, 3 more Garbanoids showed up in the night.
They killed a load of guards and civilians, but now they've gone, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's all good.
They could eat me because I've got no brain.
I went to go and look at you guys, but
Oh yeah, by the way, they killed Carl in the night. Yeah.
Carl's dead again.
But he's got no brain to bring back this time.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, does Carl have a brain?
Now
Some would
or
argue
ever.
not.
Right now.
Yes.
That's debatable.
Tell you one thing I've got that you haven't, top of my head.
That is very true,
Okay.
Warforged.
Do you want... I'll take my really nice tin hat off. Do you want to borrow this?
No, it's fine.
Oh,
I feel like
I'm assuming we've gathered up the pieces of your head, Warforged.
probably, yeah.
I'm assuming you'd like them reattached at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll stick them in a bag and we'll sort that out. Don't worry, I've got my tinker tools. I'll fix you up.
Or I can just, like, make that part of my armor
Wear a
or
hat.
something. Yeah.
As we're walking, Carl will... So why are we... Where are we going and why?
Weren't you there? We're going for dinner with the owner of
Yeah.
the newspaper.
Yeah, why?
Because they pay our wages.
She wants to know what it is we do. She wants to know why we're doing it, what it is we do, whether it's worth the hassle.
We all have to go?
Basically, be prepared to be quizzed on your very existence for an hour or two.
No. I don't want that to happen.
Mainly because of Leokin's death, she wants to make sure we're not doing something too dangerous, possibly.
Pretty much,
I think, doesn't she also have different politics to Levi as well?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if my character knows this information.
I feel like Levi mentioned it to us.
He did mention, he did mention that she had much more sort of conservative leanings, maybe compared to his own. Yeah.
Yeah, pro state.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in fact the words were that she was quite favour of the record being essentially the government's mouthpiece. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you do know it because if you said it to us, yeah, in person. It's the only reason I know it as well. So we're probably gonna get lectured about that.
I'll look over at Warforge. If I'm going, you've got to come.
But aren't they going to question?
Where your head is.
Yeah. Should I go and buy some, like, a helmet or something?
You're Carl's tinfoil, right?
say it's new fashion style?
Yeah. Maybe you got like a little pirate hat on.
Is it considered rude to wear hats indoors in Austria?
It probably depends on the occasion and the hat. I mean, a nice hat at a sort of nice dinner party would probably be fine.
I'm
I
thinking like
already
a
have a
tinfoil
suit.
hat people that think aliens are real wear.
Doesn't Warforged already have a suit? Didn't I buy one recently?
You did purchase a suit for this very dinner party, yes.
Oh, I thought it was for a different dinner party. Does the suit come with a hat?
Sure, yeah.
Cool hat. Okay, then I'll wear that hat then.
Multiple questions. One, a suit with a hat. But two, how many dinner parties has Warforged been invited to that you're wondering which one this is?
No, I thought it's for like a different occasion. I remember I bought it like a
sessions
couple.
ago, I think.
Yeah.
Like it might have been like an hour, a couple of hours in game time, but in real life time it was like several weeks ago. I'm not getting dressed up.
I bought myself nice clothes, so I'm gonna wear them.
You did.
If she's super lucky, I might just about dust off some of the dust and dirt that's on my and grab my blood on my clothing. She's very lucky. Otherwise,
Right.
she can get her at it.
Assuming we're heading there now, all the way over, Carl is desperately looking for anything that might be the sign of the fifth Garbanoid.
Cool. You guys are all going to head to.
Desperately. Yeah, I wouldn't sound desperately, but I'm also interested.
I'll get you to make a perception check whilst you're on the way there, then, as a group.
Oh, good start.
Everyone's not that interested. People's more interested in the food. Pepper's sniffing for the scents.
Yeah, I'm very interested.
Nice. Yeah, you all make your way over to the dinner party. The city is really quiet, as we've established previously. Like it's clearly people are concerned and like looking out for their own safety. Like the streets are pretty quiet as you go through some of the areas where some of the sort of taverns and drinking holes of the city are. They're all not abandoned. Certainly, they're open. There are some patrons, but it's all quite quiet. This is only very early evening. You'd expect for some of the markets to still kind of be active, and they're just all kind of locked up and quite dead. Don't see any Garbanoids whilst on your way there. As you sort of head into this more sort of upper class area of the city, the sort of scenery changes a little. Still very quiet, but you make your way to this address where you've been told this dinner party would be. As you begin to approach, you can see this very large, quite impressive. All the houses in this area are pretty large, sort of make an impression. This one you're approaching, sort of, you can see there's 4 stories. It's all lit up inside. You can see there's actually there's quite a number of people in the courtyard as you approach. It seems like this rather than like a private dinner party, it looks like quite a social occasion. You can see there's a number of people sort of mingling in the courtyard and making their way into the home themselves. Each stopping and speaking with what looks like some kind of butler or servant at the door who seems to be sort of taking names and welcoming people.
What's the dress like of everybody?
It's formal, nothing over the top. But yeah, it's all quite formal. The females there are all dressed in quite sort of very impressive and elegant sort of like dresses. Pretty much all the men are suited.
Most of them are dressed in dresses then, because I'm definitely not.
Well, yes, I guess so. Yeah. I know Z and Warforged are dressed up and have made an effort. Everyone else in their normals, I assume.
Yeah, Owen doesn't really have. He's probably a bit like the Simpsons and just has the same sets of clothes in repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carl's the same.
Nice.
When we're going in, do I notice any other races, or is it just literally humans going in?
Good question. That's as an immediate. There's quite a lot of people to take in, but we'll see. Do a quick perception check, see how much of a read you can get. Yeah, it's as you approach, as you sort of it's a little dark from like the streets itself, but as you approach the actual like through the courtyard to the house, you can get a better look. There seems to be a fair mix. You can see a couple of dwarfs. There's a gnome you can see mixed in amongst the guests. Quite a lot of humans. There was one tiefling you spot in particular. So yeah, there seems to be a mix here.
But no elves.
Not that you see on an initial, not that you sort of pick out initially, but it's.
Who now?
There's probably yeah. I mean, as a quick estimate, you suspect there looks like it's probably at least 25 to 30 guests, maybe even a little more.
Be honest, we can get in and out of this. Get some food. Carl, we might be able to get some nice drink in here. See if you can pocket any.
Ooh,
Pull your flask up.
that's cheered me up.
Probably have the top-notch stuff.
Are they taking weapons off people or anything like that?
Doesn't look like there's a need to do so, judging by the general sort of look at the people that seem to be attending. Doesn't look like a weapons check is probably necessary.
Well, let's change that.
For what it's worth, Levi did tell you not to take weapons, but you know.
Yeah.
I would like to think
I
I've got my bow and arrow hid under my cloak and all my weapons all hidden away.
A grape sword strapped
Or
to
even
that.
hidden in pepper.
I remember he did say that. I feel like we even talked about dropping off weapons and then shit went down with the Garbanoids.
We've got 2 minutes till we can get inside and we're not late.
Yeah.
No one likes to be late for a party apart from Carl.
Well, considering I'm not wearing my normal jacket at the moment, I'll bundle up like my crossbow and my quarterstaff into that and just bundle it up and like sling it on the back of my.
You can leave pepper
Or
at the door if
something.
you want to leave your weapons on her.
I'm just so that if they go, oh, you can't bring your weapons in, I'm ready to drop them off. I'm sure they'll understand. We've been busy defending the city.
Sure.
I waltz up to the front where this person is, I guess.
Yeah, the whole party's sort of going up, I take it.
Yeah, as we get nearer, I lean slightly heavier on my cane than I would normally have to.
Just look over at Eleanor just for a second and raise an eyebrow, and then
As soon as you approach the doorway, you see this human butler. He sort of begins eyeing up your group and immediately locks eyes on Pepper and says, The beast will certainly not be allowed inside. Whose is this?"
Mine. Do you want me to leave her next to you? I got told, what was her name again? I'll actually say that out loud to the rest of the group.
she's definitely got a name.
I've forgotten, sorry.
You
Our
mean
boss loves
Orinda?
animals.
Oh, Orinda. Orinda Featherstone.
Yeah.
Loves pets. I got told Pepper would be mostly welcome to this dinner party.
Miss Featherstone has many pets, but this looks quite untamed. You can see he almost
Not
looks a
at all.
little slightly intimidated by Pepper, and not at all happy about her presence at all. Absolutely
Pep
not
to the
inside.
trip? Right, rolling her belly or something.
Yeah, can do. And he just, you see, he just sort of takes this step back, and he's very, very off-put by this creature. It can stay out in the courtyard, but absolutely not
Pep
inside.
with you. She can help you keep guard.
I will have much to attend to running the house, but one of the maids will be able to bring her some water, I'm sure.
I feel like I will stay outside with Pepper myself, actually. Can you tell, I've got her name again. Can you tell her that I'm out here waiting where Pepper couldn't come in? And I'll take a seat next to Pepper outside.
He sort of eyes you up and down as you sit next to Pepper in this courtyard. Then you see he turns to look at the rest of you, looks you all up and says, "You will presumably be the employees."
That's the ones.
I thought you were an employee.
Yes, well, we all have to make a living somehow, but it's not. This wouldn't usually be an occasion for guests like yourselves.
That's fine. If you just tell Lady Featherstone that you wouldn't let us in, and we'll be on our way. Come on. Let's go.
No, not what I meant. Not what I meant at all. Not what I meant at all. Miss Featherstone chooses her guests, and I know I will respect that, obviously. But you look a little, and you see he looks at you in particular, Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Underdressed.
You'll have to forgive my acquaintance's attire. We've come straight from work. I'm sure words hit you that there's some stuff going on, and we've been tasked with helping a little bit with it. So we've unfortunately come straight from work. Some of us didn't have time to change.
Yes, but
Rather be undressed and a stuck-up wanker.
I don't
I'll
know.
spit on the ground next to him.
I don't know what it's all about, but some guests haven't even turned up because of this malarkey in the city.
The whole city's in lockdown. It's quite a lot, really. But we thought, we'll take a break from our pretty hectic schedule trying to sort out this nonsense to come and make an appearance at this party we were so kindly invited to. But I apologise if the attire of my acquaintances here is not to the right standard that would be expected. But times are strange at the moment, and needs must, I'm afraid.
Why don't you go and do it? And we'll take over your job.
Running a townhouse of this size is no easy task, I assure you. Yes, well, Miss Featherstone will,
I just laugh out loud at his face.
and he's not even revising to this. He ushers you in and says, "Well, Miss Featherstone will make her way down from her chambers shortly, but please mingle with the other guests, and please no scenes with the weaponry, at least." He turns back to you, Elwyn, and says, "I'll send one of the chambermaids to fulfill the animals' refreshments. You'll be staying here?"
Yeah.
Very strange. You see, he just sort of shakes his head and ushers the rest of you into the house.
Have I got like a little drinking cask or anything on me?
Yeah, if you tell me you have, sure.
Can I throw it to Carl and say, "Do you mind bring me a drink out of food?"
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
No problem.
The rest of you, as you enter, as you sort of go into the entrance hall of this home, you can see there's two large staircases that sort of go up in front of you and meet up to the next floor. But within this first sort of hall, there's a lot of there's a lot of sort of movement and people in there already. There's some drinks being handed around by some waiting staff. And you can see, there's a mix, quite a mix of people. There's one face in particular which Eleanor, you recognise. There is a female human, Talia Lionsroar, who you are familiar with.
That's definitely a name I recognise, and I cannot remember where from. If you want to remind me, you can totally remind me via a message.
I can.
I don't have any notes or anything up down here.
There we go.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you got in. You immediately there's one of these various servants comes up with has what looks to be like flute glasses of champagne and offers them to each of you in turn.
Yeah, I'll take one. You know, may as well enjoy yourself.
Is it on a tray or something?
Yeah, there's a tray of drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, I just take one, neck it, and put the glass back on the tray.
You can see she sort of gives you a bit of a look, quite surprised by this, but that certainly isn't going to say anything to a guest.
What about when I
Very good champagne.
take go to take the tray, just gently but firmly from her hands?
Again, she clearly sort of looks at you and goes to stop you initially, then just doesn't even say anything, just smiles and sort of nods at you and allows you to take the tray and all the drinks on there.
Or
as you do that, a quite elder human male walks over to you, laughs and says, well, I do like a man that knows what he wants and takes it. Well met. And he puts out a hand and says, Lion's Roar.
I'll look at his hand and then look at the tray in my hands, and like, nice to meet you.
Quite, and you seem like quite a motley bunch, if you will. I must apologise for being so forthright, I suppose. But why are you guests at an event like this?
Just before people answer, can I, looking around, can I see any food?
There doesn't seem to be any food in here at the moment, no.
What I'm going to do is say, I'll be back in a minute, and then I'm going to take the tray out to Elwyn.
Yeah, that's cool.
But meanwhile, everyone else can talk to him.
And he seems quite surprised as Carl sort of walks off. And he turns to you, Warforce, and says, "Golly, an automaton in the in the wood, it seems." Talkative too. And you see he sort of stops and doesn't seem to know what terminology to use as he looks you up and down. Z,
half elf. Pleasure. Do a little like half curtsy bow kind of mix.
Yes. And where is it you come from?
Small set of villages just outside of I just passed. Just past pear trees called Marshall Folk.
Curious. Very curious.
So if you're more asking where this comes from, and I kind of just gesture to all of me, that's a story I'm afraid I do not know the answer to. Somewhere exciting, I'm sure.
I'm sure indeed. Well, I'm Lion's Roar, the head of the Guild of Traders here in Griffinstill.
Do I know this lion's roar?
No, you know his wife.
Yeah, but don't know him.
You would know of him, but no.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Well, I mean, I suppose I could introduce you to some figures, or you could go about business yourselves. Please.
Introductions would be fantastic. You said you're head of a trading guild.
Head of the Guild of Traders here in Griffinstill. Absolutely, very very proud of the work I do.
Do you have? So you must have a central location or something that you trade out of, I assume.
Myself, well, funny you should ask, and quite an interesting story actually. Rather than a trade hub or location, I'm more of a procurer of goods or a mover of goods in the import and export business. You don't really sell direct to the public, more group to group. You need something, I'll put you in touch with the people that can get it for you.
Ah, you're a people person. You know people that know people.
Very much so.
You sound like the right kind of person to know.
Know what?
Just to know.
What?
As in to know the person.
Which sorry?
Don't worry about it.
Who's on first?
Who?
No, that's what.
What?
Are you
What's on
okay?
second?
Cody would love this. Where's Cody?
Are you all right?
Lion's Roar. I'm Lion's Roar. We're not even going down that particular joke. Absolutely not. I'm ruling that one out immediately. And he actually gestures over. He calls over. You see, he taps a dwarf on the shoulder and gestures for him to come over and says, over here. Golly, this group. I didn't actually catch their names, but Travik. These look like the type of people you would like to be in touch with. Please, Travik Morigar, the master blacksmith of the Shiny Swordsmith. I'm sure you have heard of his work. And he's this dwarf. The Shiny Swordsmith is the
Don't like them.
it is the blacksmith which the sort of rival smithy of the blacksmith you guys have ingratiated yourselves with so far.
Ah, okay.
And he sort of quite modestly sort of nods, reaches out a hand to anyone that will shake his hand, and says, pleased to meet you, Travik Morigar.
I shake his hand and say, "Oh, I've heard of the what's it called? Sorry,
the Shiny
Shining
Swordsmith.
Yeah, I hear your work is all shine and no bite."
Well, not how I describe it myself, but I'm proud of the work I do. Very busy, much work for the government and the watch at the moment.
I can imagine. Busy times, isn't it?
Well, and Lion's Roar actually interrupts and says, Travik, tell them you've been rather busy on contracts recently. And he sort of, again, sort of kind of modestly kind of tries to shut the conversation down a bit and just says, yeah, very, very busy. The government needs all the arms they can get at Traven, but I'm doing the best we can to keep them armed, fight off the orcs.
It's quite a good thing to be doing. Really, it's a noble work.
Well, no, I'm no warrior, but if I can play some part in the war, then it's the least I can do. It's an honour.
Oh, come on! You say you're no warrior. You work in a blacksmith all day. You must be absolutely stacked.
Well, and you see, he's kind of charmed by you. You know, you get some muscle in the job. You get some muscle.
I can imagine. I don't think it's a job I could do. A little bit too much hard work and sweat for me.
What about this automaton? Which one of you does that belong to?
Themselves. This is Warforged. This is Travik. He's a quiet one.
Indeed.
Did everyone else just hear just a noise from Cormac then? It wasn't words, right?
No, I did
think
say I said hello then most of the time.
Ah, okay.
So it doesn't belong to any of you.
It belongs to itself.
Tell me then, Warforged. How does an automaton belong to themselves? Surely you were created for a purpose. That's what your type are made for, right?
Yeah, but then my creator died. So then, I serve no one now, so
I'm sorry to hear that. I guess I never considered what happens to an automaton when their owner dies. Is there I don't know, is there a secondary market in automatons? Clearly not if you're on your own now. Interesting.
How much are you offering?
Whoa. I could use all the help I could get right now, I guess. We're quite busy. Has it got any experience in smithing, or?
I think it's got a bit of experience in the thing.
Oh, well, you've kind of caught me by surprise. What's your price?
Well, what you're offering? I'll ask you first.
Oh, wow. Oh, crikey. Well, how much do you normally charge for, say, a week's work? Automaton. Warforged.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, week's work, maybe like 100 gold.
Warforged actually just prostituting themselves here.
I'm so confused. What?
We're just selling you. It's fine.
100 gold is so ludicrously high as well.
I really think that. I
It's
love
just like me going for job interview, like, how much I want to be paid? £1 million, please.
We can't actually remember how much you get paid, but it's something like 5 gold a fortnight or something, isn't it?
15 a week, I think.
Is it 15 a week? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's quite handsome.
Yeah.
100 gold.
100 gold a week.
You, Go on.
15 gold a week then.
15?
No, you should stick with 100 gold a week.
Yeah, I
It's probably
think
worth
100 is better.
I don't know. I never agreed to this.
You remember I said I can never work out it downtime into my campaigns? I think we've solved
Yeah,
it.
it's this. We sell Warforged and we just live off the money for a few weeks. Don't worry, we're not gonna sell you Warforged. Sorry, he's not for sale unless they decide they're for sale. They're not for sale.
Unless you give enough money, then
Unless you give us like 600,000 gold pieces, and then maybe we'd consider.
You see at this point, he just sort of laughs and he says, I'm not sure that's quite within my budget for workforce.
Yeah, I assume as much. It's Warforged is an irreplaceable ally in our group, and
But he does work 24/7.
This is true.
So
It's true
Really?
then. They don't rest. They don't even
They have
sleep.
no need to. Have no
They-
need to.
Well, yeah, we don't need to, but
Such
They don't
curious
sleep.
designs.
I mean, my creator made me. I mean, you'll probably be able to as well.
And what line of work was your creator in then?
To be honest, I don't even know. He just made me get him stuff sometimes.
Menial tasks. Okay. Well, interesting. If you ever do decide you want to spend a bit of time smithing, then come back to me and we'll negotiate that 60,000 down, shall we?
600,000.
Sorry, 600,000. And he turns back to Lions Roy. He says, I'm gonna have to go get myself another drink, but thanks for the introduction. And Lions Roy actually walks off with traffic at this point. Looks like they both go walking off towards finding themselves some more drinks. What would you guys like to do? A room
Has
full of people.
Carl come back? Or is Carl still outside with Elwyn?
How many drinks are you giving to Elwyn, Carl?
I was going to give Elwyn the tray minus the 4 that I'll probably drink when we get there.
Nice.
Talking to him and Pepper. And then I'm going to offer to come back for some food.
Are there anybody else in this room who looks out of place?
Let's get those of you that are inside currently.
Also, before Carl goes back, can I ask for the messaging stone?
You can indeed.
Cool.
Brilliant. I am genuinely rolling so terrible tonight.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, I had a 20 earlier that did literally nothing.
I've not rolled above 10. I don't think I've rolled above 8.
You, as a group, you spend a little bit of time sort of just getting a feel for the room. In terms of just general sort of dress and sort of look, you are certainly the sort of proverbial sore thumbs in the room. There's no one else that looks particularly out of place in terms of like dress code or anything like that. As I said, there's a fair mix of sort of races around. You don't see any elves, notably, but again, I mean, not the most common of races in the city anyway, so it's not necessarily a shock, that, I guess. But yeah, in terms of just general feel for the room, that you guys are the only ones really that look like you don't quite belong. Carl, you do notice. What did you get? Yeah, you got a crit, didn't you? Yeah. Carl
Although
and
minus
actually,
3, no, yeah.
yeah. Carl and Eleanor, you do, as you try to get a bit of a feel for the room, you do notice in particular there is there doesn't seem to be any sign of like the host or the hostess as yet. You have a bit of a vague idea of what she should look like, but she doesn't seem to be present as such. But you do notice quite often some of the other guests sort of look up, so to the next floor up the stairs, almost if they're quite expectant of some kind of arrival at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is there a buffet?
No, there isn't. There's drinks going around, but doesn't seem to be any food that you can see. No.
I'm going to go and ask one of the waiters where I can get a bite to eat.
She tells you that all the meals are served once Lady Featherstone asks for everyone to be seated. Everyone will be led into the dining room where everyone can eat. She
I
does.
asked-
She almost slightly apologetically, like apologizes for any delay. Just assures you that as soon as Miss Featherstone is ready, the dinner will begin.
I asked if they can sneak us a bread roll from somewhere.
She tells you it would it's not worth her job. It really won't be long. Miss Featherstone.
I slip her a gold piece.
And she begins almost protesting, then she sort of stops and she pockets it and she just she sort of disappears into a doorway off to the side. And she comes back after about a minute or so. And yeah, she has just like the end of a loaf of bread that she sort of passes you. Just says, please though, do if Miss Featherstone finds out that anyone's eaten before her, she would not be happy.
I slip it in one of my pockets and just like pick off bits. And then once she's disappeared, I want to go through the door that she came out of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You've any kind of stealth, or you just going in?
No, just walk through it.
Yeah, you walk through it, and you as soon as you walk through, there's a bit of a blast of sort of noise. You find yourself in a sort of large kitchen area. There's quite a number of people working in here. This isn't like just a modest small kitchen with like a single stove or something. This is clearly set up to cook like a multi-course meal for all the guests at this particular party. Very busy. Busy enough that no one really seems to look up and notice you as you enter.
Everyone's busy?
Yeah, very busy in there, yeah.
Do I recognise anybody?
Not initially, but you can do like a more in-depth check. No, not that you recognise. It's there's a lot of bustle and a lot of movement going on in there, but no, nobody that you recognise initially. No.
I'm gonna hang out for a bit and see if anyone talks to me.
Yeah, that's cool. You're in there for about 2 minutes, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, before eventually somebody actually walks up to you. A halfling male, wearing sort of all white sort of chef gear, walks up and just says, you one of the new staff?
Huh. Do I look like staff?
Well, not those levers, no. If you're a guest, then I'm very sorry. We're doing all we can. We're ready to go as soon as the ladies ready to serve dinner. Very sorry for any delay.
Do I look like a guest?
Well, more like a guest than a waiter, I guess. Yeah. You certainly fall between the two.
I'm not very used to those sorts of environments.
You're first time at one of these events.
I hate it.
It's an acquired taste, I suppose. But I assure you, the food will make it all worthwhile. We're very proud of what we do. Get a couple of.
Sure. I thought I might find some people here a bit more. Never mind.
Well, couple of drinks in you and a meal very soon. You'll settle in quick, I'm sure. And you can see he goes back to
leave at this point.
Yeah, that's cool. As you come back out and rejoin the rest of the group, there's quite a loud sort of clearing of the throat. That same servant / butler that sort of welcomed you initially. Well, welcome is a term. that greeted you when you first arrived. Loudly clears his throat, and the noise lowers a little amongst the people inside of the room. And as he does so, you see a woman, 50s, maybe 60s, sort of 50s, 60s, very extravagant, showy, sort of like ivory coloured dress, slightly overdressed, clearly, almost certainly with the intention of being the most dressy in the room, is stood at the top of the stairs, and as everyone quiets down, then makes her way down the stairs. You can see as she begins to reach the bottom, she begins greeting some of the guests. Seems to sort of greet people by name. All of them seem to sort of greet back quite happily. There's clearly some amount of like reverence about this all. Everyone sort of stays quite quiet. Nobody seems to speak over her, or even there's no side conversation on it. Everyone seems to be waiting as she sort of begins speaking to a few. Then after she speaks to the first sort of handful of guests at the bottom of the stairs there, you see she looks over and she just nods at that sort of head waiter or head of the house, and he clears his throat. He says, everyone may now come through to the dining hall for Miss Featherstone's meal. And they open a few... there's actually 2 sets of large doors side by side, which lead through to another side room. The crowd sort of parts, lets Orinda come through, walks between them, and sort of leads the way. She walks through, and nobody initially seems to follow. And there's almost like you get the sense some of these people have clearly been here before. Kind of have a sense for the pageantry of this. She walks through and enters into the room. Then once she's sort of got about 10 steps in ahead of everyone else, then the crowd sort of begins to filter through behind into this room.
I guess we follow in with them.
Yeah.
Find a seat.
Yeah. You make your way in. There are 3 long tables in this hall. Each table looks like it could sit sort of 10 to 15 people. Doesn't seem to be, as far as you can see, doesn't seem to be any kind of placings. There doesn't seem to be any sort of names down, anything like that. It seems like people are just sort of sitting wherever they want. You see Orinda sits the middle of these 3 tables, sits at the far end of one of them. And there's a sense quite quickly that people are trying their best to see if they can get their seat at that particular table. What do you guys want to do? Are you happy to sit anywhere? Do you want to make your own sort of rush towards that main table? Or?
I'd like to rush towards the table nearest the door.
That's cool. Yeah.
Which I assume is the other end from...
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm very glad he's sitting at that table as well.
That's cool. Well, fortunately, stay with your group.
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah, I guess best to just sit with them.
That's cool. Yeah, you see pretty quickly that central table where Orinda's sit. There's sort of this quiet awkwardness as people rush and try to sit there. Quickly fills up. Those that just missed out, clearly a little upset by that, but too polite to kind of say anything or to make a scene, and begin filtering onto other tables themselves. Orinda still hasn't really said much at this point. Everyone sort of sits down, and it's still that there's this sort of like, not deathly silence. There are some murmurings of conversation going on, but everything's quite quiet and almost sort of, yeah, just almost in awe of her presence a little. At this point, she actually stands. She lifts up a glass that she has there, and she then she drinks from the glass, downs it in one, whatever the drink was. It's only this isn't like anything over the top. Just sort of downs this flute of champagne or whatever it is, and then as she puts her glass back down the table, the waiter, or this sort of head butler, head of the household, then claps his hands twice, and the rest of the sort of waiters and servants begin bringing through trays of food, which they start laying on each table. Quite an extravagant sort of mix of meats and vegetables. There's like bread laid out for everyone. One of the loaves looks like it's missing the end, suspiciously. And yeah, the sort of conversation begins to pick up a little now. You guys, the table you're sat on, nobody seems to go out of their way to make conversation with you. It's quite quiet. I guess, yeah, you've got a choice. You happy to sort of sit this one out amongst yourselves? Do you want to force your way into conversations? Or
Z is absolutely trying to strike up conversations with every other person on this table. Like, just starts on the right, works their way round. Like, so who are you? What do you do? You must be important if you're here. Tell me everything.
You can, yeah, there's a little bit of a sense... The people you're talking to, possibly aren't overly keen on speaking to you, possibly because of who you are, and possibly because of your social status, and also just because you seem a little too eager, whereas everyone else seems quite reserved, quiet, polite. You are what you are, Z. Extravagant. You're an extrovert.
An enigma.
Yes, indeed, you're an enigma. But you get a small amount of polite conversation, sort of introduce themselves, the people around you. You pick up on a few bits of conversation. There's a little bit of speculation about what's going on in the city. One person actually mentions that they've heard that some guards may have gone rogue and are is somehow targeting other guards, or there's like a little bit of speculation. You can kind of pick up the half-truths in what they're saying based on what you know, but there's clearly some amount of misinformation over sort of dramatics of it all. There just seems to be, you recognise that there's some truth in this, but they clearly are trying to make this to be much more of an interesting conversation than what it probably would be based on just what they know. There's a couple of the people in this conversation sort of express their unhappiness at the city being closed, at the effect that's going to have on the markets and for the traders. And there's also a little bit of speculation about how long this will last for. The conversation becomes a little disparaging and uncomplimentary towards Visera. One person in particular, a male tiefling, begins to speak quite openly, disrespectfully about that Dragonborn, as he refers to the mayor, and makes a comment about with her past, she should understand the importance of trading. It seems like maybe she's not the most popular figures amongst this conversation.
I mean, surely it's only going to be for a few days, right? You can survive for a few days with everything to a standstill. It'll be fine.
And then what? After a few days, we run out of stock. We no longer pay our staff. We can no longer trade. Then what happens?
We start back up again after a few days. Off you go. Trading. Off you go. Done.
Some the Grash has been
only temporary.
She's been looking to ruin this city from the day she got in that job.
Oh, I don't know. She seems to know what she's doing.
And what would your experience be in trades and business, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I actually used to run a jewellery shop.
In what part of the world was that?
Marshall folk.
Big jewellery trade and farming town, is there?
You'd be surprised how many people pass through and want a trinket of their journey, or you got to play to the the people coming through to the demographic. You know, they want something to make their journey feel like it was an important one when they passed through. So you make them something that's kind of a bit flashy and silly that they're going to remember it. Easy money.
And this tiefling just sort of shakes his head and immediately turns to someone sat beside him. Immediately just carries on with this sort of disparaging conversation about Vizera. She doesn't know how to handle anything. Whatever the situation is, should be handled better than this. What does she know? As this is all going on, you see now Orinda is kind of making her way around the guests at this point. Is walking up each of the tables. Anytime she sort of stops, some people sort of almost rush to be the one to give up a seat for her, clearly trying to sort of anything to get in her good graces. It takes probably sort of the best part of half an hour, 40 minutes as this goes on before she eventually begins making her way down your table. as she stops and talks to the tiefling briefly. This tiefling, again, is not quiet about their feelings. Immediately begins speaking to Orinda about the same conversation, just constantly sort of complaining about Vizera and the way she's running the city. And Orinda seems quite bold in sort of arguing back and pointing out that Vizera is the mayor of the city. Seems to speak in her defence. Saying that, whatever the situation is, she's sure it's for the best, even if it has, led to a slightly lower attendance than we would have hoped for this particular party. The tiefling kind of, you can almost see him go to argue back, and then just sort of hold his words, clearly not wanting to disagree with Orinda. And it's at this point she gets up and she sort of thanks the person that's allowed her to take their seat and moves down to the end of the table where your group is sat. And she just stops for a moment, waiting.
Would you like to sit? And I stand up.
She nods at you, and she sort of she sits down. She smiles at you actually and says, "Very very kind, Zirviel, isn't it?"
That's correct. Can I just say your outfit is absolutely stunning.
And you too, thank you. Most polite. I not how I imagined your kind. Impressive. Levi has spoken very highly of you and your group. I thought there were 6 of you.
I do a quick count. There's 5 of us here at the moment.
There's 4.
4? Well, one of us is dead and one of us is outside.
I guess Levi did mention that. You'll have to excuse me. Levi did mention. Okay. Very sorry to have heard that. Kind of, I suppose. Well, not really something I would have brought up at the dinner table, but I suppose kind of the reason I wanted to meet you all and to get an understanding of what crazy idea of Levi's it was to form a group who are getting killed in the line of their reporting.
If it helps in Levi's defence, we were not working for Levi or on a job for Levi at the time. It was other business that led to the unfortunate situation that happened.
So the remuneration I provide is not suitable and not enough for you. And she laughs, and it's kind of hard to tell whether that is entirely a joke or whether that is a bit of a jab towards you as a group.
I reply that she's welcome to pay more if she wishes.
Very, very bold. You. Oh, sorry, I thought I had somebody calling me. Okay, Libby saying something. You must be. You are Enla. Your reputation is most fitting. You are certainly somebody that speaks their mind.
I look at my hand wipe it on my trousers, and just go, "Peace to meet you," and offer my hand.
She very politely, but as quick as she can, does meet your hand, then pull it away, and you see almost.
Is it limp? The handshake.
Yeah.
I give her a firm handshake, overly firm.
And she very quickly sort of pulls her hand back, not over the top, but clearly does not want to stay in this handshake for any longer than she has to. And she sort of she turns to you, Carl, and just says, "So you're the one Levi felt would be able to protect this group in whatever tasks he thought was suitable. I suppose I wonder if you are capable of that, based on what has happened."
That's something that I've asked myself. But then Vizera didn't tell us what we were getting into.
Yes, she maybe is not open as she should be with the what she does know and what she chooses to share. I suppose you tell me then, as Levi's protector of, if you don't mind me saying, this employed group. Presumably, there's no more risk of loss. You've got the job in hand. As she asks that question, you all hear a voice. Again, this isn't from around you. This is from inside of you. Everyone hears this. Just this same voice. You've heard this voice before. It just says, "Tell her, Dad. Tell her this time. Tell her this time you'll be able to protect somebody."
The only thing I can tell you is that there are 5 families in Griffinsteel tonight that have lost a breadwinner. Maybe more. And it doesn't look like that's going to stop.
She's clearly sort of taken a little bit aback by this. You can see she sort of doesn't know how to react to that.
Is there like a napkin or something on the table? I
Yeah.
assume?
Yeah.
So grabbed a napkin. See, have you got a pencil?
Yeah. Of course I do. 1 second. Grab one for you.
Get a pencil, and on the napkin, I'll just write Walter Clucas, Barry Laidlow, Blake Meadowsaw, Brock Proudflow, Ludovic Sursk, and I'll just hand a bit of paper to her, or hand a bit of cloth with it written on.
What is this?
These are 5 people that have lost their lives because some people aren't protecting the city. Just thought you might like to know their names.
And Levi knows what is going on?
Levi knows. Yeah.
This is a story he plans to run, is it?
You'd have to ask Levi. I don't. I don't know that the Record's brave enough to print this story. What do you think, Eleanor?
Above my pay grade.
And she almost takes a little bit of a defensive turn. The Record is brave enough to print anything that needs printing. The people must know what is going on, and they must be informed of the proper information they need to go about their daily lives and to form their own opinions. I'm sure if whatever this situation is requires publicity, Levi will do that in the fashion he believes is right. As for this group, this investigative team of his, I suppose you have my blessings. I have trust in Levi. He knows what he's doing, and he certainly has identified an interesting group of characters.
That is a very kind way of putting it.
If you will excuse me, I must greet the rest of the guests. Enjoy the evening. Perhaps we will meet again.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, she stands at this point. Obviously, she's reached the end of the table you're on. You see her go across to one of the other tables at this point and begins doing this same thing of sort of making her way up the table. That tiefling immediately turns to Yuzi as Arinda's gone, as you sit back down. And he just turns to you and he says, yeah, trying to do anything to get in her good graces. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Got nothing to be ashamed of.
Your kind have everything to be ashamed of.
Push my chair back.
I put my hand on Carl's shoulder as soon as he goes to stand up. Sit down.
Journalists.
It ain't worth it.
What's wrong with journalists?
You're welcome to explain.
I don't sit down. I look over at Z. I'm just going to get some food for
Okay.
Pepper.
All
And
right.
I'll reach onto the table where there's some food, and just pick up a plate or something that I think Elwyn might like the look of, and just as I pick it up, slop some of the sauce onto the hopefully onto the lap of the tiefling.
As you do, the tiefling immediately makes this scene. He sort of jumps up out of his seat. You drop a fair amount, but this hasn't ruined the soup by any means. But he's clearly making this into a far bigger situation than it has been. There's that sort of head of the household, immediately sort of dashes over, looks over at you on the way, Carl, and says, "Oh, gracious! This how unbecoming of a guest." He looks at you and he says, Please, leave the room. Let me attend to this. You've done quite enough."
I was going, and I'll turn around and take the food to Elwyn,
Yeah.
grabbing from the side a bottle
Yeah.
as I go through.
Yeah, as this scene is all going on, you're able to you can grab a bottle of some kind of spirit from one of the side tables, yeah.
I am so sorry for my friend. He is so incredibly clumsy sometimes.
The tiefling, he's kind of he's complained to anyone that will listen about this commoner and the situation they've caused. And as you say that, he turns around to Yuzi, you see goes to sort of some kind of reply. You see sort of squares up to say something, and then just drops it and carries on trying to get any attention he can from the sort of waiters and servants to fix this ghastly stain.
I offer, if he wants to come with me, I can help him fix the stain.
And he just quite dismissively he clearly doesn't want to engage with your group, just looks away, isn't interested.
Can I try again with intimidation? Even though it's actually persuasion. I say, no, I really think you should come outside and I'll sort it out for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Please be good, please be good, please be good.
Yeah, and as you make that second one, you see he sort of looks a little bit taken aback by this forceful tone of voice that you take. just steps back and says, I think it would be best if I was leaving now anyway. The city's on lockdown and I will have much to attend to in the morning.
I'm gonna follow him outside.
Yeah, you do. He leaves, you get up and leave. Z, Warforged, what are you guys doing? You staying there? You following Eleanor? Or?
What do you want to do, Warforged?
No,
You
I
reckon
only
we've
just
out?
came back.
Yeah. Just us left sat at the table now. Everyone else is gone.
Oh.
Do you reckon
Eleanor's pulled.
do we stick around at the table and hang around here for a bit longer to make it look a bit better, or do we go shit? Everyone else is gone and bug off.
I think we stay just to make ourselves look a bit better than.
Yeah,
Cool.
we're the fancily dressed ones anyway, so
Yeah.
we're supposed to be here.
That's cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, Eleanor, you follow this tiefling. It leaves out through the sort of entrance of the home, heads out into the courtyard. Sort of
The courtyard
reaches.
is kind of empty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reaches this sort of wall in the garden where Pepper, Elwyn, and now Carl are sat with this bottle of spirits which Carl procured. The tiefling stops and just stares at Carl as he's sat there. As doing so, you catch up, Eleanor.
Yeah, so I say to him, like, excuse me, please let me help you with your stain. I hear the best way to get rid of a stain is to cover it up. And as I say that, I'm going to whap him around the face with my cane.
Nice. Yeah, you do so, and he drops to the ground unconscious.
Carl.
Oh, not that hard, Jesus.
Oh.
I'm going to break his nose.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Drink.
In that case, he sort of drops down onto his knees, clutching at his face where you sort of swung at him.
And I say when he does, I say that blood did the trick, and I spit on him and then called him a racist.
Nice. He sort of gets up and he clearly is not a fighter. He's not going to challenge you back, especially with Carl, Elwyn, and that dirty flea-bitten creature there. Just turns and quite quickly makes his way out of the courtyard and into the street.
He's got no fleas. How dare you?
The three of you in the courtyard. What do you guys want to do?
During that whole hour and a half, Pepper's been trying to pick up any scents,
Yeah.
smells. And as soon as Eleanor comes out, I'm going to mention that I thought you guys were only be in there for an hour. We need to get back to searching for Garbanoids.
Nice.
I'm gonna say to Carl like that it's good to see him finally sticking up for what's right.
I'll toast and offer you the bottle.
I thought
Yeah, I'll
that
take a
was for me.
swig.
Bottle's for us. That's not exclusive, Owen.
Did no one not anyone else bring one?
No.
Sorry, Sam.
That's all right. It's all good. It's all good. Pepper doesn't pick up on any of the scents of the guards or anything. No, nothing while you've been there at all.
That's... Elwyn has got a point, though.
Go back in and get some more. Oh, wait, yeah. Go get those other two while you're out so we can go back out searching.
Can do that. Push myself up off the wall we were sat on.
Yeah, you're
back in.
You're headed back into the others, yeah.
Yeah. I walk back in, get towards the table. Warforged, Z. I think we're going.
You interrupted to a conversation. But I just don't I don't understand why they get so angry about it. Like, I know it's a horrible thing to say, but it's fine. It's just words. It's all. Oh, hi, Carl. What's up?
I think we're going.
Oh, all right. Let me just go to say thank you to Lady Featherstone. We'll be on our way. And I get up and just try and find her if I can in the room and just say thank you for the invite. It seems we may have outstayed our welcome according to some here, so we're going to head off just to not cause any problems. But the invite is very much appreciated.
And she's like quite polite. She turns to you and she says, I appreciate that this may not be your normal social circles, and that this may have been an alien experience for you, but I appreciate you making the effort nonetheless. Perhaps you would be kind enough to extend an invite for me to visit you in the future if we need to converse.
That would be certainly manageable. Yeah, I have to say I've had a lovely evening, but it seems some of the other guests here don't appreciate someone like myself being here. So that might be best for the future. But thank you all the same, and I apologise for any issues that may have been caused. Yeah, any ruckus that's been had wasn't the intention in coming here.
It's absolutely understood, and your invitation is gratefully received. I will be in contact directly in future if we need to talk about your work.
Sounds perfect. I do a little half bow curtsy thing again, and then go grab the lads.
Yeah,
make our way out. Pinch a bottle on the way.
Yeah, liberating a bottle on the way.
I would also grab a bottle.
We just all got bottles. How many can we take before they know?
I can't resist to catching someone's eye, like a waiter or ideally the maitre d', as they go out with the bottles, and I've got one in my hand, and go, oh yeah, sorry, and then step back to the table and grab something like a chicken leg or something. Mustn't forget that, and then walk out.
Nice.
Did any of the waiters bring me food or drink?
They did not.
How dare they?
I brought you some food eventually.
Carl's basically a waiter.
Might have been an hour and a half. Well, shit, hour and a half into it. But
He's not a very good waiter, but he is technically currently a waiter.
You find yourselves fresh out of the party in this courtyard, yeah? What would you like to do?
Well, I've got a bottle of beer and I punched someone in the face. My kind of party.
As we as we do start, because I assume we're walking back towards the park area that we were at before.
Yeah.
As we do walk that way, Z will kind of like say to the group, and it's clearly directed a little bit at Eleanor and Carl, as they're saying it, but it's like look guys, like I appreciate the issue that you see caused by what some people say about people like me. Like, don't get me wrong, I do massively appreciate it, but quite frankly, they're not worth our time. I get that it's a frustrating thing to hear, or, you know, you kind of want to smack them. I kind of want to smack them, but smacking people gets you in trouble sometimes, and I've kind of learned it's just not worth rising to it half the time. Words don't really hurt. Like, by all means, if they come at me with a knife or a mob, I'd love to have you have my back, but I don't want to see you guys get in trouble for me.
Z, appreciate it, but I didn't do it for you.
Well, that's all right then.
I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, of course you do.
I just got some food for Pepper.
Yeah, okay. You're just a clumsy server.
It's been a long day.
Oh, I know. Just don't get yourselves in trouble, please.
Where are you planning to head? Or what's the plan at this point?
Back to the place where we
Get to the park area.
Just thinking back on it, at what point during this did the Slard disappear?
Probably when you decided you were heading to this dinner party. As a good point. He did not have an invitation, so probably made his excuses.
Keep an eye out for anyone that might be the Slard, which is presumably everyone.
You guys are heading back to that area by the river where you fought the other Garbonoids.
Guess so.
I think that's the plan.
That's cool. Yeah, you make your way back over that. As you arrive, those the same two guards you conversed with when you were there previously are still there. They spot your group approaching. One of them actually dashes over to you immediately and goes, did anyone find you? We've been trying to get a message to you.
No one's found us. Why?
Sursk, one of the guards, Sursk. He was somebody saw him earlier today. He'd been to one of the government buildings. And they think he stole a key. He stole a key for the archives.
When?
Earlier today, early afternoon. Nobody's seen him since. We've sent some guards over to the archives as well to see if he's been seen, but haven't heard back.
Should have been guards on post at the archives to stop anyone getting in.
Should have.
I guess we need to go check the archives. What have you done with the bodies?
They're still here. Both those bodies are still here at the moment.
Okay, get them off the street. Come on.
Okay.
If someone sees that, they're gonna freak, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay. Right. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Okay, take them to a guardhouse, wherever. Doesn't matter, but cover them up. Take them away.
Yeah.
When they're out of earshot, get that was it a bronze key out of my pocket?
Mm-hmm.
And just showing it to the rest of them. Could this be the key to the archive?
Certainly could be. We never used a key to get in, did we?
No, it's always been open when you've been there.
It was locked when we tried to leave. Did we see the key Murdery used to open it?
Interesting question. Let's do a no such thing as a memory check, is there? Let's get everyone to make an intelligence check for me.
I don't think Carl and Pep will be rolling right.
Oh yeah, that's probably true.
Kind of dead.
I will. I will click the button anyway, but yeah, I would ignore whatever.
I mean, I rolled higher than 9.
You guys have got better memories than you would think. Elwin,
were wired,
Warforged,
that's why.
Z, Eleanor. Yeah, now it comes up in conversation. You do remember when Murdery let you out of the archives with Lyokin's body. He did use a brass key to open the doors of the archives out onto the street.
Yeah, okay. I'll confirm that to Carl that is more than likely a key for the archives.
Actually, I like that Carl suggested it. Didn't remember it, but everyone else did. Oh, you are right.
Well, also, I asked Carl about it earlier. But at that point, I forgot, apparently.
Oh.
Oh god, so they've stolen this key. But if they stole the key, then that's their body.
Yeah, that would be the hope.
So the archive then isn't in trouble?
We're still in trouble. If they want to get to the archive, that's
Yeah, well, we've got the key.
yeah. But I mean,
Well, we've got a key.
we've got a key. It's probably not the only one. And after all,
Can't you
Oh,
make
God.
keys?
Do you
there
think
are other
Murdery's okay?
there's other ways of opening. Well, who cares? Other
We
ways
should go check on Murdery. Let's go to the archive. Let's just go to the archive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
We need to make sure they haven't got back in there or got out.
You start rushing across the city towards the archives. By this point, like, darkness has fallen. The city's dark. It's quieter than any night any of you have ever seen in the city in terms of people. There's very little people around. Looks like the street lamps haven't been lit tonight, purely because there just doesn't seem to be much demand for it. So it's quite eerie at this point as you sort of dash across the city. Occasionally, you in the sort of the sort of quite overpowering weirdness and oddness and darkness of this all, you almost feel like you're being watched, but you're all like, it doesn't even, there's no even need for like checks or anything. You're not, there's no one else around. Occasionally you pass somebody, that's it. But it's just quite overpowering, the weirdness of this, how quiet the city is. By the time you reach the archives, it's really dark. There's like moonlight across the city. But other than that, it's very dark, very quiet. You arrive at the archives. Outside, upon your arrival, you can see a guard laying on the ground, and one of the double doors to the archives is ajar and open.
Fuck.
Strip the sword from my back.
Mm-hmm.
Look around at the others.
I take out my wand. Well, here we go, killing again. Who's going in? Who's going in first?
Come on, Carl.
I am.
How is everyone feeling up to this before we go barging in, guys? Because technically speaking, this is probably not actually our fight.
Fuel drink.
That's not a choice we get.
I mean, I hate to agree with you, but yeah. Okay. I'm right behind you, big man. Let's go.
So, up to the door.
Yeah, you pass this guard down on the ground. Once you get close enough, you can see their helmet is just off to the side. The head has been shattered. Looks like the brain is intact, but their head has just been torn open quite clearly. He's definitely is not alive.
He is being garbed.
Yeah.
Can I tell how long ago it was galvanised?
You can stop and take a pause to make a medicine check, but you'll take a little bit of time.
Take a medicine and I'll go behind everyone else.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll just be like 30 seconds behind.
Push the door open.
Oh, where's my...
Nice. The body's warm. There's no sign of like rigor mortis, anything like that. Like, whatever's happened has happened within the last, at most, 2 hours, and probably fresher than that. This is like this seems pretty recent, very recent.
Then I'm just going to go in that far behind everyone else.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Carl, you make your way in through the door. The archives are unlit. There's no sign of light, no sign of movement or anything you can see.
I have the honey lamp.
Mm-hmm.
And head towards the stairs that go down, I think.
Yeah.
I'm literally like following behind Carl. Like, if he's the battering ram knocking the door down, I'm the guy with the gun behind him, ready to go. Like, I'm sticking pretty close behind him.
Where's Murdery's office?
It's on this first floor, like on this just off the side of this entrance hall.
Say he's got a little room he was in, isn't he?
You pass it as you go past, yeah.
Just take a quick look in there.
Yeah, you look through the doorway. Murdery is not in there. There are papers all over the floor. There's clearly been some kind of struggle. There is also a blood stain up against one of the walls. Nothing extreme, but yes, there's some blood up against one of the walls, and it's just sort of slowly dripping down towards the floor.
Murdery, you in here?
It's just silence.
You hidden away somewhere, mate. We're here. Need to know what happened.
Back down.
No,
Got
can
me
I
down.
do it? Can we take 30 seconds so I can do a skim around the room, please? See what we can see.
I'll go to the top of the stairs and just look down while we're waiting.
Anything you're looking for particularly?
I'm looking for Murdery, but any sign of Murdery or where Murdery might have gone or be, ideally.
No sign of Murdery at all that you can see. There's some of the paper that's sort of strewn over the floor. You can see it's like freshly written. The ink is like still slightly sort of wet on it, not quite dry. And you do recognise the writing as Murdery's.
And the blood is red
It is.
or dark, reddy browny, I assume.
Yeah.
So clearly not Garbanoid blood, because that's a different colour. Or have I
Yeah.
imagined that?
Yeah, no, yeah, it is.
Well, we have said that, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fuck. Well, he's not here. So there's no indication as to where he's gone.
Nothing you can
He's
see.
just
no.
not here, and there's blood, but there's
Yeah.
no body.
Nope. No.
Okay. Cool.
Down. How fast are we going to go down?
If they're going down there, they're going for the bottom floors. We know that.
That's what I'm thinking. So, fast jog down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. You begin making your way down the stairs. It's 36 flights of these stairs for you to make your way down. Even at a jog, it takes some time. You make it down. You reach down as far as the public levels go. When you reach that sort of locked staircase that goes down to the lower levels, it is open.
Fuck. This is the door where you had to say a specific phrase, right?
You did.
Which I've just been looking back through the notes in case we needed it, and I just could have sworn I wrote it down, but apparently I didn't.
The password was Murgy's surname. It's Tinkerrock.
There we go.
Go
Very,
through.
very secure. Yeah, I guess. It gets dark from here, is it, or is it lit still?
It's lit, yeah.
Okay.
You just carry on down, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you go down through the private levels. You reach that bottom level where you guys have been previously, or what should be the bottom level. You make your way up through the long corridor, past where you initially had the Oakin and Carl's bodies, into that large sort of studying area where you first encountered the intellect devourers, and everything began to go to shit.
It's up.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say, like, before we go in any room, we're, like, checking at the door to see if anything's in there.
Yeah,
So that we're not just charging into some big ambush.
You don't see anything so far, no. The doorway on the other side of that room, which then came to the staircase down to the jail area, to those holding cells, is open again. Assume you just keep going down, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You reach down to that jail area. Again, there's no sign. You see no body. You see no people. You hear nothing. At the far end of that holding area, that sort of jail area, that hidden door in the wall is open. that staircase down.
Now, we're seeing this and thinking, oh, this is a big deal. I'm pretty sure we left all these doors open, so it wouldn't be the most crazy thing for them to still be open.
No.
Yeah.
But I'm
'Cause
still
we-
going to unsheath my sword.
Yeah, I think we should be ready, but we didn't make a point of closing any of these, so unless they close
don't
themselves,
think so, no.
we would expect them to be open. Unless you're saying otherwise, and we did shut them, Sam. At which
No,
point,
no, unless you tell me you shut them, no.
yeah, we didn't make a point of going. Oh, we close every door as we make our way back out because we were in a bit of a hurry.
Yeah.
So I'm still like holding a firebolt ready to go for when we start walking down these stairs. But
As you get to the top of that secret staircase, and as you get there, you hear a voice screaming out, just like the scream of intense pain.
Charge.
is it Murdery?
Can't be certain, but yes, quite likely. Yeah, it seems to be.
Yeah, I run down with Carl.
Yeah.
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 You all dash down. No stealth. I take it in this situation.
No.
And Elwyn stealth at the back a little bit. He's not going to run around and try and check the surrounding area. That it's not a trap for everyone running into it.
Yeah, go for it.
Elwyn's more cautious than everyone else.
Running into this room went fine last time.
Yeah, it was all good. I've got even less spells this time.
Elwyn sort of hangs back a little, scouting the situation. The rest of you dash down. I assume that's all four of you dashing down, yeah. Cool. Yeah, you dash down the stairs. As you get to that doorway, you open it where you first encountered the Garbanoids with that metal circle in the middle of the room. You see Murdery is laying on the ground, screaming out in pain. There are two Garbanoids stood over him.
That's not good.
You swing the door open. You see them. One moment.
This is going to be interesting.
Point each time, I think we should run away.
I am going to get you all to roll initiative. Elwyn's roll initiative.
I don't think we can run away. I think we're in this.
Elwyn, sorry, Elwyn. All of you, obviously, you dash down. You see that sight. You've dashed down with no sort of quietness. You guys have just ran straight in. Unfortunately, though, other than Elwyn, who was the one that held back, they do roll higher than the rest of you in initiative.
Shit.
You make your way into the room. You throw the door open. Both of these Garbanoids turn, look at you, and they cast a spell.
I got nothing.
No?
I'm guessing I'm not within 5 feet. So
Starting from the ground upwards, their feet, then shins, legs, their torsos, and finally their heads disappear out of view. Each of them plane shifts out.
Fuck.
Yeah, you actually got pretty toasted on those initiative rolls.
Yeah, we didn't do well, did we?
I mean,
They did really well.
Carl got a 19, but both of them beat that.
yeah, and I should have got, I guess, -3 as well.
They fade out of view, both of them. Murdery is laying on the ground, screaming out in intense pain. Initially, you can't see. It doesn't look like there's any kind of, the skull is intact. Doesn't look like he's had his head ripped off or anything like that. He doesn't look. You can see there's a wound on his shoulder. Looks like he's been sort of hurt. There's some blood coming from his shoulder. He screams out in intense pain. And we'll pick up next session.
No.
This is going so badly.
It's not fair. I mean, if they've plane shifted away, they might just not want to see us anymore. At which point we're fine, right?
You got so smoked on those initiative rolls. One of them rolled a 20 and one rolled a 19.
Whatever. They're just scared of us. They know what we can do.
That spell is better than us running straight into 2 psychic blasts or whatever, which is what I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean, them running away might actually not have been bad for you guys as a result, I guess, yeah.
All I'm thinking as I'm kicking the door open is there's this little non-barbarian voice in the back of my head going, why have you not got the shield in front of you? There's +3 to your...
Also, I love how little hit points Warforged had, and they were still happy to
Like
run in there with the
8
rest of
points.
you.
I also realised that as we came down the stairs.
Very
I don't know
bold
how
Warforged.
I've got full health and I held back.
Yeah, I've got full health.
I don't have anything that can heal me.
Yeah,
How many
I
hit
can hear
points are
you.
you on Warforged?
8.
Did you not use any of my speeding spirit before it
Owen.
disappeared?
Yeah, that was what he got from it.
Oh no! Didn't he walk away from the healing spirit and I couldn't bother to move it to him?
You used the last 2 rounds of
Those
it on
on
Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Warforged walked away and I couldn't bother to move it after him.
Yeah, we should have... I mean...
Almost
yeah.
like we should have done something like had a short rest or something, but then Murdery might not be alive at that point, and Murdery might be alive now, so we probably did the right thing.
I've got 3
But-
healing spells I could have healed him with.
That was bold.
Yeah, we need to heal. People need to...
Yeah. 2 on Warforged, 1 on Murdery.
I'm relying on the rest of you to say this. Carl does not think to stop about healing, so... It's...
Where Carl charges, Z follows.
Hmm.
That's what I'm learning.
Nice.
That was very good fun.
That's
Sam.
good.
was.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm going to have to
good,
run, I'm
good.
afraid, because I've got to finish packing. I'm going back up north tomorrow, so...
No worries.
But that's excellent, and I will see you shortly.
Yeah. Catch you soon, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, see ya. Good night.